Uhlmann reporting for Canadian Chats at SMITHEE TV in downtown Toronto. I'm here with Kelly McCormack, writer, producer, and actress of Barn Wedding. How does it feel to be back at the Canadian Film Festival screening your feature?
Well, the Canadian Film Festival was so much fun last year. Play the film, we had the pleasure of going all over the world with that movie, but playing at the Cannes Film Festival, like Sean also mentioned, it's like coming home and having all your friends and family there, and we had such a good crowd last year, and Byrne and Warren were so lovely and enthusiastic about having me back, so I'm just, like, it's the best festival in Canada. Like, I think it's just so much fun. Toronto is such an incredibly supportive filmmaking community, and everyone goes to the Monarch afterwards, and there's just a whole weekend of amazingness. Yeah.
And what's with the whole barn wedding thing? Not like the film, but in general, it seems to be this big theme. And how did that inspire the film?
Yeah. Well, the film kind of came about in this wonderful, perfect chaos of Meisner class with Sean Benson. And Emily Coots and I did this improv thing where we kind of came up with the climax of the film in this Meisner improv. And then after that, we picked some actors we wanted to work with, and essentially Sean would have a Meisner class with all these actors that we knew were going to be in our movie, and him and I kind of sat there and watched relationships, and I was like, okay, well, this person can be the brother, this person could be the sister-in-law, and all this stuff, and we kind of came up with this idea, and the movie is about a fashion blogger played by Emily Coots. The character's name's Emma, and she has everything perfect. She is on Instagram, she's on Pinterest, she's got like the perfect life in Toronto, that beautiful, absolutely like meticulous about detail and crafts,
perfect lighting, and all of her Instagram photos.
Yeah, and she's getting married to the lead, Colin, who's played by Brett Donahue, and they're getting married in the summer, and she wants to have that picturesque barn wedding that's really fashionable right now, rustic, mason jars, all the dream catchers and all that stuff, and the wedding gets moved up 6 months, and she's forced to have this wedding in the winter, and the film is about how, like, when your life is captured and posted everywhere, can you really have private moments with the people that you love anymore? So all of this group of people, the lead and her fiance and their friends, go to this cabin in the middle of winter, and they're attempting to create this perfect summer rustic wedding, and there's no heat, there's no electricity, and they're kind of forced to really be alone with each other and not post anything. And our lead, Emma, is kind of left wondering, does her life have value if she's not able to put it out there in this perfect curated thing? So the barn wedding is a kind of my little cynical nod to weddings and things made in the effort of showing people, as opposed to things made for like the effort of filling your heart with something real. So what's really funny is, this is terrible, but if you go to our trailer, which is just under Barn Wedding Trailer on YouTube, there is the follow-up video is a video of someone's wedding in a barn, which is essentially kind of what I was mocking.
Oh no, those poor people.
And there's nothing wrong with getting married in a barn. I was just trying to say something about young people and our obsession with projecting a lifestyle that is maybe not reflective of what we're going through. So it's barn wedding sounds very, very fun, and like, oh, there's a dance in the movie too, and like,
sounds hip.
It sounds hip and cool, but as you may watch it, you might feel that perhaps it's more of a undercutting, cynical thought.
And did you shoot the film in winter, and was it cold?
I feel like I have to pause before I talk about this. We shot in minus 40 degrees in Guelph, Ontario for 10 days at a barn. We shot at Sean Benson's parents' house. We got to live in the house Sean grew up in with all his family memorabilia. And then we would trek out to this barn. And there was a scene, I won't give it away, but there's a scene where Emily and I are outside for like a little section. It was the coldest day of the year. And yeah, like we almost died. It was like so cold. And then we asked like so many people to show up as extras, and it was so wonderful. I also catered the film because I like catering films sometimes. But like we fed them a lot of hot chocolate and food, and we had this like dance scene, and it's really great and happy. But like it was so cold. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like the most Canadian thing I've ever participated in my life. Yeah.
And what was it like, developing this through the Meisner technique? Was it what you expected it would be?
Oh, it was so much more, and I mean, I don't even know what we expected. We just kind of were like, yes, and then we just did it. So I don't know what our plan was, but what turned out was much more than I could ever imagined. What was neat about it was that Emily and I had come up with this, like Sean said, like a one-sentence scenario. And then we kind of cherry-picked certain actors that really loved the Meisner technique. Then we got them all in the room. And it was just about, as Sean said, like building relationships. Like how neat it was for me. This is what I'm most excited about with this film, is that as a writer, you're writing a script, you're trying to get things across, you're trying to connect with themes and have the dialogue there so that people understand what the movie's about. But I had a group of 5, 6 actors who had built a relationship in Meisner. So like we knew that the two brothers knew their history and knew what was going on. So when I was writing, I could write the surface conversation, knowing that my actors will know what it's actually about. So 2 people talking about who's going to cook dinner is really them being like, why didn't you come to my wedding? And it'd be like the tension here is what it's about, but I have the pleasure of writing this kind of like Canadian polite conversation. So it was really fulfilling for me because with the Meisner, all the actors knew what was going on and knew the heart of the relationships. And so I could write kind of everything. They knew everything that was unsaid, and I could write the things that were being said but weren't as important as what was being unsaid. It was a really bizarre, weird, fantastic writing process for me that I don't know how I would categorize it in terms of like the breadth of writing technique. It was weird and wonderful.
Very cool. And where's the best place for us to find out more information on you and Barn Wedding online?
Well, I'm at kellymccormack.net and Kel McCormack on Twitter. Barn Wedding is Barn Wedding 2014 on Twitter. Barn Wedding on Facebook. I think that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations, and I can't wait to see the film.
Yes. Thanks, Katie.
I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at SMITHEE TV in downtown Toronto.